You ever thought to yourself, my relationships suck. Why is that? That's what we're gonna chat about. Peace and cheers, folks. Coach Mark Mahalovic. Per the introduction, you ever thought to yourself, man, my relationships suck. Why is it that I keep attracting poor people? Why is it that they all seem to treat me like dirt? Why this, why that? The answer might surprise you, but that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So let's get to the meat of it. I want to keep this video short so you can get right to the point and take this and really think about it so you can start doing something about it. So in the military, right, just as an example, you're not allowed to have poor standards, right? When we are military training instructors, when they did inspections on our socks, all of our clothes that we folded, just everything, right? We were expected to have a very high standard. If we did not meet that standard, they tore everything apart and we had to redo it again until that standard was met. It's the same principle that goes with your life and your relationships. If you go into relationships thinking, I'm gonna focus on just doing a good job. I'm gonna be a good person, right? What do good people get in their life? Nothing. Fact of the matter is, life or the universe, anything, nobody cares that you're a good person. Good people don't get anything, they don't get what they want, right? They don't. Why? Because good always will equal poor results. If you're looking for just a good relationship, you're gonna get a poor one. That's a fact as the sun rises in the east and setting in the west. It just is what it is. So if your relationships right now suck and have sucked for a long time, maybe ask yourself the question, what standards am I holding my relationships to? What standards am I holding myself to, right? Because when it comes to attraction, you need to be the person you want to be with, wants to be with, right? Let's say that again. Be the person you want to be with, wants to be with. So if you're, let's say, a good kind of average guy or gal, you know, you're just like most America, right? You're a little bit overweight, you kind of have an okay job, you have an okay life. Why would you have an excellent relationship? Makes no sense. If every standard in your life is subpar, is just good, your relationship is going to be just kind of good and poor. Good is going to equal poor all the time. It just is what it is. Look at your life right now, right? When I was going through all my hardships in my life and I was watching all these relationship videos, all these videos on psychology, reading all these books, and I just looked at myself one day and I stopped and was like, I'm doing this right now because I want to fill a gap and I want to learn. I want to have a good relationship and I want to have an excellent life and excellent relationships, intimate relationships, right? I want to have an amazing partner, but what am I doing on my end to facilitate that to happen, right? So you have to ask yourself that question, right? Now, when it comes to getting your ultimate relationship and your ultimate partner, you have to raise your standards, right? You have to take where you are now, this, we'll call it tier 1, right? What's tier 2 look like? What's tier 3? Is there other multiple levels here that you need to get to excellent? Maybe it's just a bump up, right? Maybe you just say, I need to raise my standards. I need to raise what I expect out of somebody else. Conversely, you have to raise the standards what you expect out of you to get that person, okay? But the point of the video is, if your relationships are not good, it's because your standards suck, okay? So you have to make the conscious decision, say, I am no longer putting up with this bullshit. I am not putting up with less than what I deserve. I deserve more. I deserve excellence, right? And even excellence usually only equals good, right? Think of outstanding. Outstanding relationship is what's going to get you an excellent relationship. Make yourself have outstanding standards for that person, right? The person you're with, your partner, you deserve, right? It's your birthright to have an amazing life. You just have to choose and put yourself in the place to get that amazing life and get an outstanding life. So if your relationships are not good right now, I can't say it enough. You need to jack up your standards beyond human belief to get what it is that you want, okay? Outstanding standards are going to lead to excellence. Excellence in your life and excellence in your intimate relationships and excellence everywhere. That's what has to happen. If you don't do that, you're gonna keep getting subpar, okay, poor results forever. Guaranteed. So it's a short video. I know it's kind of preachy, a little bit, just a little bit, right? A little preachy, but hopefully the message hits home hard. So if you can look at yourself and again ask, why do my intimate relationships suck? It's because your standards suck. It's you are allowing things to happen to you that you don't feel right, they shouldn't happen to you, or you don't want them to, but you push it down and you think this is as good as it's gonna be. You gotta change your standards. Jack those things up. Once you get your standards up, they're gonna creep up more and more and more. You're gonna see yourself having better, not only intimate relationships, but better platonic relationships, and you're gonna see you on the inside as having your own higher standards, right? You are what you attract, okay? If you don't have high standards for yourself, you're not getting high standards anywhere else, okay? So raise them suckers up in all areas of your life. As always, folks, again, I know it's a bit preachy, I said that once, but I hope it's short. It's a shorter video, and I really want you to think about that when it comes to all parts of your life, especially the intimate relationships, because those things it's a lot of juice to squeeze out of good intimate relationships, right? A lot of happiness, but also a lot of sadness comes from them. So put yourself in the best scenario possible to get the most happiness possible out of your intimate relationships. As always, my email, flyinghealthcoach@gmail.com. If you're ever interested in doing a coaching call, again, your first one is free. If you like coaching, or if you like how we jive, we'll move on from there. If you don't, that's cool too. But other than that, folks, hope it's helpful. Until next time, peace and cheers.